CHENNAI Films are one of mankind's ways of documenting our heritage in the form of entertainment, and a nostalgic glimpse into the past through celluloid, and yet, sadly, most of our cinematic heritage has been lost due to negligence. Chennai was the hub for all four South Indian film industries. Sadly, the maximum loss of films is also in the South. Not a single silent film of Tamil origin survives, says Shivendra Singh Dungarpur, founder-director of Film Heritage Foundation FHF. In the city as part of the annual Film Preservation Restoration Workshop, he walks us through the difficulties in film preservation in the country, and Chennai. David Walsh FHF started in 2013, and over the past 2 years, it has conducted workshops on film preservation and restoration. This year Viacom 18 has come on board for its annual workshop for the third consecutive year. This workshop aims to create awareness about preserving not just films, but also posters, song booklets, and photographs, covering preservation, conservation, and restoration of them all, says Shivendra. All equipment and materials required for the workshop, such as film, cement, chemicals, and the celluloid, have been brought in different kind of papers. The most important task is to first locate the material, and then preserve it. Unless you preserve it, you can't restore it, he says. And his sources for old films, the local kabatawalas, these guys know the back end of the studios. In fact, I have sources all over the country, and they call me if they find any films, he quips. Once I found an old original negative with the kabatawale of a Guru Dutt film. I bought it from him for back quote 5,000, he recalls. With universities abroad have several film archives and also legitimate courses on film conservation, why has India lagged behind? India has neglected the preservation of old films. Plus, the warm, humid climate has contributed considerably to loss of film heritage, says David Walsh, Training and Outreach Coordinator of International Federation of Film Archives (FIF). Old film technology involves making master copies, release copies, so usually something survives somewhere. Sometimes you get only the movie or only the soundtrack, he explains. Speaking of film heritage in the city, Shivendra says, in Chennai, I see the problem of people eager to restore the film, but don't realize that the first step is to preserve it, he points out, stating that restoration requires a lot of finances, and is different from mere digitization. With digitized storage, there is also the additional problem of keeping up with the technology. Formats and hardware become obsolete. We will be looking at these aspects in the workshop in detail, explains David. So is celluloid film a better way to preserve? That's a huge debate in FIF, he laughs. Purists say you should preserve films in celluloid, and experience the same way it was meant to be, but there are very few cinemas left with film projectors, wonders David. The workshop has 52 participants from India, Sri Lanka, Nepal, and Bangladesh, and a majority of them have been given scholarships to attend the week-long course. This was to give more people the opportunity. There are a few people who don't understand English, so we've got volunteers to translate, explains Shivendra, adding that next they're planning to have a workshop in Kolkata, and are planning to take this to the university level. Process first, study the film, its production history, and understand the filmmaker's vision and limitation. You have to gather all existing film and non-film sources. This is a crucial element. Then find the best surviving elements of the film, the original camera negative, the interpositive, dupe negative, or print. The original source material is repaired to deal with any damage. This could involve hydrating the film to make it less brittle, removing glue and tape, and fixing all the sprockets. The film is then scanned in the sound and picture digitally restored in consultation with the director or the cinematographer in line with the original creator's visions. Archiving versus restoration. Archiving films refers to the preservation of films in optimum conditions for posterity. Restoration is the process of returning an item, in this case, a film format, to a known earlier state. It involves not just the repair of physical damage or deterioration, but takes into consideration the intent of the original creator, artistic integrity, accuracy, and completeness of the film. Storage. According to the international standards for film preservation, films should be stored below OOC, kept dry. Else it will degrade, developing problems like vinegar syndrome, shrinkage, warping, brittleness, etc.